Just over 3 weeks from now, the Baylor men's basketball team will tip off their season opener at the Ferrell Center when they host Stephen F. Austin. Of course, the Bears were one of the biggest disappointments of the 2015 NCAA tournament. Not only did they lose the Georgia State team that was a huge underdog, but losing at the buzzer, they're going to be shown for many, many years to come. Now, Baylor's going to be hungry to prove that last season wasn't a fluke. Kenny Cherry and Royce O'Neal have graduated, but the Bears still have Rico Gathers and Taurean Prince. At today's Big 12 Media Day, head coach Scott Drew hoped the way last season ended was enough motivation to get back to the tournament this year.
Our players that return definitely remember that, and that experience hopefully will motivate us this year. You look at the Spurs lost in a great example, lost playoffs to the Heat, and the next year they came back and were stronger than ever. And I think coaches again remember those things, but when the players have that burning desire, when they're the ones that have that experience, that's even more beneficial. So hopefully at the end of this year, that's something that will have helped us.
Look, I'm not saying Saturday's game between Texas A&M and Ole Miss is an elimination game of some sort, but if they intend to compete for an SEC championship, they pretty much have to beat the Rebels. This will be the first game they've played outside the state of Texas this season, and it's another test for a defense that's actually played pretty well against Alabama. The offense, well, that's another story. Kyle Allen, 3 pick sixes on the day. The ground game was pretty much non-existent to begin with, but nonetheless, Kevin Sumlin will have to figure out how to stop Ole Miss's explosive offense.
You know, offensively, they've got weapons and a quarterback that can get it to them all over the field in different ways. In whether it's short or he's got the arm to get the ball down the field to some of these guys that can really scoot. So that they've been putting up lots of points, and you know, you can see why on tape.
All right, it's Tuesday at 6, and that means it's time to recognize this week's Knicks Rising Star. It's Madeline Gonzalez from Waco. She's a 14-year-old who goes to Riker High School. Now, Madeline plays softball for the Cougars and the Robinson Junior All-Stars. Last year, she was named Most Valuable Player of the Seguin Tournament. Her favorite player is Cat Osterman, who is considered one of the greatest pitchers of all time. Madeline's favorite food, Mr. Gatti's. Yes, I used to eat that up as a kid. I loved every bit of that.